morning Wslm on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet. That life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
Special day it is. It's a Monday. That means my partner in crime, my co-host this morning from Americans for Prosperity, Angel Pearly. Good morning, Angel.
Yes, good morning.
Happy Monday.
Yes.
So good to me.
Hoping so.
Yes.
That's what I'm going for.
Well,
today.
okay, we're going to give some positives. No rain right now. Nice.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. It's funny because the rain's been a lot. But I was talking to someone the other day, and they were like, "Oh, it's just beautiful, and it's cleansing, and it's nice." So I was trying to see the positive.
Well, she doesn't have kids running around and with making mud tracks and everything else.
Yeah.
And then getting into the car or the house. It's just, again, I'm not against rain. I like rain, but it's just.
Yeah, rain makes corn, and corn makes.
You're going to finish that out?
No, I'm going to leave it. All right, we're already on to the 30th day of December. Today is Bacon Day. You like bacon? Oh, we need to thank our sponsors. Let's go ahead.
Yes, let's thank
Get excited about bacon.
Well, this will make you even more excited.
Yeah.
Let's thank Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rosa's, Fox Pillay Wealth Management, Dr. Fox Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, and McAllister Land Consulting.
Yay, thank you to our great sponsors. Very proud of them. All right, today is Bacon Day. You like bacon?
I do not.
What? No bacon?
No bacon.
Okay.
No, I'm
bacon.
just, I don't know, it's weird. I like ham.
Okay. That's close.
It's
It's the sister of bacon.
Yeah, I like ham. I'm just not, bacon's just not my favorite.
I like it crispy.
But I have been recently trying it on a sandwich, and I have been eating it.
Oh, yeah.
On a sandwich, like on a breakfast sandwich, but.
Or be healthy. Yeah.
No, I don't know if I can go that far yet.
Yeah. They have turkey bacon. They have bacon. They even have like this
fake bacon.
I think they do have fake bacon, but they have fake everything, right? But they also have like a thick cut bacon that's got like kind of seasoning, like a heavy salt seasoning, really good. Yeah, but it's a lot.
I don't know about it.
Yeah. All right, Family Needles Family Feast Day.
I don't.
No,
know.
excuse me. Hang on. Falling Needles Family Feast Day. Falling Needles Family Feast Day. It's amazing how I had a lot of greenery, live greenery in my home, and I mean those needles just are really dropping. They're just.
Yeah, we did a real Christmas tree years ago, and I think I swept under that tree 4 times a day.
Oh yeah.
I'm just, yeah.
Well, I think the thing that what's funny to me is like during Christmas time, they held up fine, but boy, now they're like just dropping. So.
They've done their thing.
Yeah.
They're done.
I didn't have a real Christmas tree, but I had like garland and real pretty wreaths and stuff that were real, and they are just like, yeah, we're out of here.
I've not done real. I've not done any real since I've had kids.
Now the poinsettias are still going strong too, but I've told them you can go.
Well,
you've done your part.
Listen,
you can let go.
I can speak true about a poinsettia because I had a poinsettia.
It lasted forever.
So,
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just wondering on mine. I just, it's funny because all I ask them is to give me if you could at least give me till the 26th, 27th of December, that's fine. And now I've told them they could go, but they're just still hanging in there, just doing their thing.
Strong.
Yep.
They're not ready to go.
No, they're not. Okay. Festival of Enormous Changes at the Last Minute. It's a festival.
What does that mean? Is there actually a festival?
Yeah, changes of the last minute. You have to be that way. I think it would be so hard right now not to be living like that.
It can be hard to accept, but yeah. I don't know.
right?
Yeah, I mean that's the story of my life.
You have to be bob
I
and weave
have
changes.
this thing where this is how it's gonna go. This is what I plan on, and then nah,
Nah, it's not gonna be that way.
no,
All right, so those are just a few holidays. Get out and enjoy for sure.
That's it.
So yeah, that's it. So Bacon Day, take it,
no.
Bacon Day. But we are getting into the new year before too long. But we do have, we've had a lot of sports going on, and the Salem Lions and the Eastern Musketeers played in holiday tourneys over the weekend. Holiday tourneys are always fun. The Lady Musketeers defeated Seymour 52-44 on Friday afternoon to move on to the next round to face Franklin Central, where they lost 70-22.
Oh.
Yeah, Franklin Central's tough up there. I don't even know where. I guess is it Franklin? I guess would that be
I
it?
have
I
no
don't know.
clue. I have no idea.
I know it's up north. Eastern played
Gosh.
Scottsburg for the third place round in the tournament and lost 54-44. A little closer game there. Sam Lions played Saturday morning at Ferdinand, Indiana, and lost the first game to Winchester 63-42. Not bad. In the later round, later in the afternoon, Salem played close with Indiana's number 7th team, North Knox, and battled back to win within 8 and lost 57-48. That was a good game. That was a really good game. Okay. To within 8 and lost 57-48, but played really good. Eastern, the varsity.
Wait, hang on here. What'd you say?
Okay. In the consolation round later in the afternoon, Salem played close with Indiana's number 7 team, North Knox,
Okay.
and battled back to within 8.
9.
Oh, and lost. Okay, 9 and lost 57-48.
Okay.
Okay.
That's-
Eastern. It was
Did you
not
say
bad.
it was Franklin Central? Is that what you called that? The very first one? Because it's Indianapolis, where
Oh, is it? But it's called Franklin. It's in Indianapolis. Okay.
Franklin Central High School
Is in Indianapolis.
has
Okay.
it has an Indianapolis address. I don't know.
Well, Franklin and Indianapolis are so close. So close.
On the outskirts.
Yeah. Let's see. Eastern varsity boys team played Milan Saturday evening and lost 72-61. IU men's team played yesterday after a week off, and is it Winthrop? They beat Winthrop 77-68. Purdue beat the Rockets 83-64. The Colts lost to the New York Giants on the road 45-33.
We should just
Monday.
That
Yeah.
one was.
And
it's hard being a Colts fan.
I know you got to stay with them now. They end the season at home next week against the Jaguars, and I'll have tickets for that. So check my Facebook page. I'll give some tickets away for that. More college football playoffs this week, Tuesday and Wednesday. So more of that going on. This week in sports, looks like tonight we have off. Tuesday will be the Bucks at the Pacers, 3 p.m. tip-off, 2:30 pregame. And then Wednesday's off, January the 1st. Thursday, January the 2nd, will be the Rutgers at IU, 8:30 tip-off, 7:30 pregame. Purdue at Minnesota at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. pregame. Friday, January the 3rd, the Eastern Lady Musketeers will be playing Southwestern Hanover Lady Rebels, 7:30 tip-off, 7:15 pregame on Wslm Indiana Sports Talk, 9:30 till midnight. Saturday morning, 5 a.m. for those early risers, which is a really good program. At 5 a.m. Indiana Outdoors. Saturday, Eastern versus New Washington, 7:30 tip-off, 7:15 pregame, and Indiana Sports Talk. And then Sunday, IU at Penn State, noon tip-off, 11:30 pregame, with Don Fisher, and Northwestern at Purdue at 2 p.m. tip-off, 1 p.m. pregame, and Jaguars at the Colts. So, and that time is to be determined. So before I give away the tickets, I'd like to make sure I get a time. So that is they're waiting for the TV time on that. So we'll find out, because I know that a lot of times that has to do with people whether they can go or not. So, all right, there we have it in sports. Yeah. Yeah, take that off. Yeah. There you go. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Touche. Touche.
Well, I think that yeah, yesterday was rough as a Colts fan. But there was a lot of blowouts yesterday. I mean, there were some really good games, and then the I tell you what, the game to watch that I thought personally was the Packers versus the Vikings. That was a fun game
Why?
because the Packers were down. They were down pretty rough. It was looking pretty rough, and they ended up getting I think 1 point difference and was the final, and it was a good game. I mean, they just fought their way back. I always It's so funny. Well, it's not funny because like especially if you're on the losing end.
Yeah, I was
Of
going to say.
But
I don't know that they find
it's
it
always
funny.
interesting, and as a sports fan, and I played sports, so it's just having that outlook of, okay, if you would have played like that prior to them being so far ahead, then
Mhm.
I'm like, it's like you've held them this long, and you've been now outdone yourself to the point now where you're running out of time.
Time.
So that's why we didn't lose, we just ran out of time.
Well, I think sometimes I think it takes a little while to get warmed up, right? And to get, maybe you've got a lot going on, and then you got to get your head in the game, get warmed up.
Yep, that's their job.
I know.
That's
Got to stay focused.
You have one
You got
one job
job.
to do, and that's to win that game each
Well,
week.
what I think is always interesting is when a team goes in at halftime and the coach goes in, and for whatever, like that coach has to have dynamic halftime or a speech, has to have, be able to encourage them enough to get out there and play.
Or rip them enough to make them feel bad and be like, okay, get your head in the game here. I mean, I think
You don't think, excuse me, you don't think positive praises? Now, you were good,
it was,
but we could be a little bit better.
yeah, that wouldn't go. That I wouldn't respond well to that. I think that I'm more of the you're sucking. Let's get it.
Well, I think that's the way I used
to.
to talk to you when you're cleaning your room. Get in there and do it.
I mean,
get in there and do it.
well,
be all you can be.
I think I'm more of the
go boldly into the night.
I don't know why. I'm more of like the tough love. Like I need, don't get me wrong. I like affirmation. Don't get me wrong. I do like that.
Yeah.
But
we need what 3 positive to go with our negative.
But at the same time, like if we're losing at halftime, I expect coaches to be upset about it.
Well, and I think but that team. Okay, when you see that, when you see the seconds go out, okay, and it's time to go into the locker room, and you're not playing your best, and what's coming. Yeah. Oh, baby, it's coming.
Yeah.
And you're just like, and you dread so much going to the locker room because there's going to be a lot to be said.
Yeah. Or not a lot at all.
And then, which can be worse. You know what I mean? You do that, like, yeah. Because yourself. You like are ready to, be upset with yourself. And when the coach ignores you, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Hey, coach. And then the coach doesn't answer back. Hello?
Yeah, no, it's not a good time. No, too soon.
Let's not even talk.
Yeah, I just, like I said, I think it's expected.
But when you're the spectator and you're sitting in the spectator spot and you see that team come back out and they're like on fire and they were pumped and they changed the whole game, yes, that's a sweet feeling.
Yeah.
Very good and well, there's been some whatever happened, whatever direction it went in, it something.
When the cameras weren't on.
And the microphones were not on. Something it changed.
Cameras were off, microphones were off, all the things not documented.
Changed. Yeah.
I don't know. I just, like I said, I think it's expected.
I think as a coach, though, I think that for some reason I feel that pressure, and I don't know why. I'm not that person going in there, but I just there's so many ways to play this. You know what I mean? As a coach, and I think, how are they going to do this? Isn't that funny? Do you think that whenever it's time and they go into the locker room, do you think that?
Well, I've been in that situation so many times that, like,
Well, I've been in there too, but it's just I just wonder, like, every coach is unique, every coach is different, and every team is unique, and every team is different. And I think each coach has to know that it's like a shepherd sheep. They know their sheep, they know their shepherd, they're the shepherd, and I think they know how to get.
No, I encourage them to go in there and rip them. Like, yeah, get in there.
Please go in there and
get
rip them.
Yeah, get them. Tell them that this is. I mean, we got to win this game.
Well, I just wonder what's going on in there. I just, like, you talk about FOMO. That's where I have FOMO extremely, because I want to know what is going on.
That's why I want to be in there.
Oh, I do. You want
to be in there for different reasons.
I want to be in there.
Not the reason I want to be in there.
I just want to know how are you playing this, coach? What is going on there?
Yeah, I don't know.
It might be none of my business, but I do want to know. Yeah, curious minds want to know. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Yeah, it's okay. Okay.
Okay.
Well, so I got this switching subjects here. Yeah, so that's the sports issues, and so yes, I like to hear the coaches. I love to hear what they say, and I love whenever our coaches come up and talk to our guys and gals after the game. I love to hear that, and I appreciate that for sure, because it's always after a game you always want to know, and I'm still wanting to talk about the game. It's just like after you see a good movie, and so it's always nice when the coach comes up and tells their perspective on their team. Love that.
Yeah, well, and here's all the
feels.
Well, here's their perspective. I mean, you can always have you can always make assumptions of how the coach is feeling and whatever. And I mean, sometimes, just like you're talking about, like the halftime, like whenever they do the halftime conversations, and this is obviously more professional. I don't know if the high school guys, if the coaches come and do a halftime report.
They have, yeah, they do. It's hard to get them at halftime because it's so quick, yeah.
But yeah,
we don't have Beyonce.
You can, yeah, we ain't got no Beyonce.
We have no Beyonce performing, so yeah, it's a quick. Usually.
That was fun to watch.
She was fantastic. That girl was on her game, and I'm
not a huge Beyonce fan.
Me neither, but yeah. I'm telling you that was I think that was just completely just crazy good. You know what I mean? I think that's really set up a higher bar, if you will, for the Super Bowl. Even I think that was just fantastic.
Yeah, which the Super Bowl is like. Coming up now.
I know. And then at the end, when she did the flag came down and said bang as she left. Yeah. That was just, what a way to exit.
She went out with a bang.
She did go. And yeah. So
yeah, that was fun to watch. I couldn't keep my eyes off of her. I thought.
No,
I was.
All eyes were on her.
It was funny because I was in the middle doing something, and she, and then I came in the room and it was starting up, and then we try to go back to what I was doing because it was halftime. So I was trying, to get whatever I need. I don't remember what it was doing. And I was like, oh,
get stop. Gotta sit down.
Watch him.
Well, I think the things that I usually do.
Got my full attention here. She's doing great.
She definitely did. I usually try to look at the backup dancers too, like, and watch them and see how they're all like everybody's together, which they were. But I couldn't keep my eyes off her. She was, and then her daughter was there too. But I, again, couldn't keep my eyes off her. I just thought she was impressive to do all that she did. It's just awesome.
She's going country.
I noticed that. She pulled it off wonderful. I think she can do whatever she wants to do. She looked fantastic.
Well, there's so many people that were country that have gone a little more pop. So she decided, you know what, I'm going to go.
That's right. Let's flip it a little bit there. Well,
I'm going to go this way instead.
Well played. So, what if the players wanted to come out to watch that? You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny. I was thinking about that. I was wondering if.
I was at players. I'd be peeking.
Oh, no, when the players, I was wondering if all those backup dancers, if they got like a meet and greet prior, or if they just said, listen, Beyonce's going to show up at this time. So this is whenever,
I'm going to guess. Well, I'm going to guess kind of like that. Yeah, I don't know. She probably has to really stay focused. And I don't think there's probably a lot of, now maybe afterwards, but I think before, I'm sure she's like in her zone.
I don't know.
So, because that's like your athlete. She's like in her zone too. I don't know. I don't know. But I was thinking like the cheerleaders got to watch that, sit there. They had the best seat ever. You know what I mean? Sitting there getting the seat.
Well, I'm sure whoever was doing that, I'm sure that they've done backup for, probably.
They know, they know what to do. And they might be like
high profile people.
Then they might be her normal ones. So they might just be like.
Oh yeah, yeah. B will get here when she gets here.
We follow her lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, her lead was good. I would follow her lead.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could have kept up with her lead. You know, I don't know. Woo. Yeah, she was good. All right. So there. Okay. So love the halftime show. That was great. On another note, I feel like this is down, but this is the funniest thing. So,
The funniest.
well, it was funny at our house. Okay. So I kept hearing a frog.
Oh my gosh.
No, there was
What?
a ribbit. Okay, I know this is totally squirrel. I totally off the. So kept hearing a ribbit. Okay, so most of our frogs, like in our little pond, go in underneath the water and like, what do they hibernate or whatever they do? They frog. They go down and freeze. They like freeze. Yeah. What are you looking at me like that for?
I don't know. I'm listening.
That's what most of them do. Most of them do.
I'm not a frog expert.
I don't play one on TV either. I don't have.
I don't know. I don't.
But they
know
go
what
down
frogs
in
do.
the water and they like do their frog thing, and then they like wait for it to freeze over. Then they freeze, and then they come back out, and then it's spring they come back out.
Hang on. Frogs
same-
just stay frozen underneath the water all
Yeah.
winter,
Yes, they do. And then they'll come back. We'll see them back in the spring.
like
Yeah.
Captain America.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. They do. They do.
They
Yeah.
don't eat or anything.
No. Mm-mm. Well, all the insects would be gone, so I don't know what else they eat on. I don't know. I don't really know their diet. What they eat.
Hang on. What?
It's not bacon, right? I don't think their
Frogs
diet.
just freeze.
Frogs freeze.
Who's the frog? There's got to be frog expert.
I promise they freeze. Okay. Well, there was a lady that like turtles go down underneath the ground, and there's a lady that actually, I don't know, don't try this at home, but she said she would bury her turtle, and then every year she had a mark where it was at, and then she would, after winter, she would unbury it and it was alive.
What the heck?
Yeah, I guess they hibernate. You know, they talk about bears, but why are they not talking about frogs and turtles? Well, frogs go, they freeze. Yeah, they freeze in the water. See? Are you reading it? And they come back? I know it's the same ones. I know. I just saw you last spring and summer. I know my frogs, okay? For whatever reason, I do.
They may emerge from hibernation for brief periods of activities on warmer days.
Yeah. Okay, so, but they do freeze, right? They stay frozen
They
underneath.
hibernate.
They hibernate. There you go. So what's funny though, like in the summer, like when it's like really nice summer night, you'll hear them. They just croak and they do that, or they do the whatever sounds.
Okay, frogs may hibernate in deep pools, rock crevices, or submerged vegetation. They can also hibernate in ponds with some inflow, which makes freezing less likely.
Well, they're in there.
I don't know.
I told them good night. I'll see. I'll see. There's no movement right now. They're all down in there. I know they are. I know you're down there. But anyway, so there's frogs ribbiting. I'm hearing a frog ribbit. Okay, so I'm like, do I really want to try to find this guy? Well, so Greg decided, let's go try to find this frog. Okay, and so he's looking everywhere for this frog. I'd forgotten. I got it's a fake frog that you put in your plants, and when your plants need water, when the frog gets dried, it sounds just like a real frog ribbiting.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So needless to say, my plants needed water and my frog was fake. So there we go. That was the moral of the story.
Wow, yeah, you probably have seen that frog a lot. That
That's-
frog goes nowhere.
That's not the same frog that's outside.
Oh, yeah,
There's
sure,
frog.
yeah, I've seen
Hey,
that frog. That is
Hey,
my
the boys
frog.
know all about the frog. They like the frog.
Okay, if you encounter a frog that's inactive between November to February,
Yes.
for example, uncovering when gardening, it might simply be hibernating.
That's exactly what they do.
You can tell if it's alive by looking at the throat. The throat of a live frog will show regular but subtle in our out movements as it breathes.
Yeah. There's breathing going on.
The more you know.
I know.
I have never,
Yeah. So there they are.
So hang on here. Okay, I feel stupid. Okay, and I know everybody out there is like, oh my gosh, she's an idiot. Okay, but I don't understand. because frogs have several adaptations, right, for
Yeah.
wintering, but may dig on land and being able to survive temperatures down to about 28. So how can they go under the water? Is the bottom of the water? I don't know. Is there a secret that I don't know about?
Down deep, maybe it's warmer. I
That
don't
doesn't
know.
make any sense. Does
I
it?
don't know. I really don't know. I
don't
it's
know.
like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know that it works. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't.
Some things we just don't
I
question.
feel
Okay.
stupid, and I'm sure this has been explained to me.
Oh, I'm sure that there was some lesson on that.
Yeah,
Science teachers are probably yelling at the radio right now.
I know, and that's okay.
I
That's
promise.
all right.
I promise it works. They come back every
I,
year.
know, I don't understand. I guess I'm just trying to understand if they can't survive outside of there, but they can survive in there.
I think they go to sleep. I think they just take a nice long nap, like a bear. I mean, that's what I'm assuming they do. I don't know. I know they'll be back. I know the exact same ones will be back. Okay, and I have photos.
How
Okay.
can they survive at 28 degrees? Or they can't survive. They don't like 28-degree weather.
Their bodies adjust. Okay. They're all females. Okay. They've had to adjust. They have to.
I don't understand.
They're all moms. Okay.
I don't know.
They don't have that luxury, right? They have to adjust. I don't
They
know.
might dig in on land and somewhat freeze
I
tolerant.
don't know.
Being able to survive temperatures down at 28. Okay. But what about the -4 they're swimming in on the bottom of the pond?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it warmer down there?
I think it has to be warmer down there. I've not gone down there.
I'm just gonna say that I have swam in ponds, and the deeper I went, the colder it was.
I know. That's what I was going to say. I do know that. But I've never thought about this. Deep thinking here. I don't know. I just know that they go down and they do their thing, and then they'll be back in spring.
Listen, I'm thinking of nothing's happening.
Believe me, I'm over here doing the same.
I don't understand.
I have no idea. I have no clue. No clue.
Listen, I hope that's got some people
Thinking.
really thinking today.
Thinking. Now everybody's running out to look to see where their frogs are at.
They're trying to understand it.
You don't see. You don't actually see anything. There's no movement. There's no frog activity. Nothing. And even the kids were looking during Christmas, and even Wilder said, "It sat right here on the rock. It sat right here on this rock. I saw it. Yes, but it's not there today because he's hibernating.
And because he's down there.
He's down there.
Warmer
He's
somehow.
probably looking up, and he's probably seeing all those boys, and he's like, "Oh no, we're not coming out." Yeah.
Winter take as long as you need to.
That's right. We're good down here. We're good.
I don't know. Hang on here. There was a kid that got in there. Was it my kid?
I don't remember that. I don't know. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm not saying it hasn't happened.
No, I think it was my kid. I think he got in there.
Probably. I could see that.
His name starts with a J.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. The frog.
For some reason, I think it was him. No, I don't know. It was. I think it was one of mine for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can see all three of them getting in there at this point in my life.
I could see that too. Yeah. So onward ho about the frog. All right, let's go back. What?
So, okay, I've got this guy that I think is, this new comedian that I am like, I think he's absolutely hilarious. Everything he says, he could say boo, and I think it was hilarious. And I've been following him for months now. And his name's Nate Bargatze, okay?
Okay.
And so he was talking about circuses, or no, he's talking about county fairs. He said that, he goes, the county fair, he goes, I'm pretty sure the government knows nothing about county fairs. And he said that 1980s, there was a show that was, you could fight a chimpanzee, or fight a monkey, or chimpanzee, I think it was something anyway, some type of monkey, not a gorilla, but, and he said that, you can't do that anymore. And he goes, but who thinks of that? He goes, had to be a male. He goes, had to be. He goes, you put a chimpanzee in with a room full of women, and you come back out and it says, how many people fought him? Oh, well, we never thought of that. Didn't even have that idea. He goes, you put 3 guys in a room with 3 chimpanzees. 2 fought him, and the other one had the idea. Who can see who can fight the chimp? And it was just so funny. He's funny.
Yeah.
And so it just made me think of that whenever we were talking about animals and doing weird things, and I was just like, yeah, my kids would be the ones that, yeah, let's see who can
Let's go
fight
find the
chimp-
frog. Let's go find the frog.
Let's
Yeah,
see
go
who can
find-
fight the monkey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just love how he was like, had to be a male. But a room full of women. How many have you fought them? Well, we never had that idea.
Yeah, we'd probably put diapers on them and dress them up and probably have them all maybe pets. Yeah,
That's funny.
big difference. Well, and then I heard one too the other day, and it was so funny. He was talking about dogs and how we've made them so domesticated. Like they said years ago, like you had to be the what we're trying to say, the alpha of your dog. You had to be, because he said we have them at home and we have the noodles or whatever the doodles. He said everything's a doodle, or what is it, mixed with a poodle, whatever they're called. And he said you don't have to be that dominant over them. And he said years ago, he said that dogs were outside and you had to
This
be.
is the same guy.
Is it the same
This is
guy?
the exact same guy. I know this.
He is
exact same-
hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and he's saying that. Yeah, he goes, my dog sleeps with us. They tell us not to do that because then that shows dominance over you. Yeah,
okay.
that's what it was. Yeah,
I didn't remember his name. Yeah, that was so funny.
Yeah.
When he was talking about the dogs outside, he said,
and it's like, yeah, the dogs outside. He goes, you could you could tell the difference between domesticated and dog. Yeah, I know.
he said they were wolves out there.
Oh, yeah.
Don't go back out there in that backyard.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, he's great. I didn't know his name, but he is very funny.
I've been following him for months, and I've been begging people to watch him. In fact, I'm pretty sure
that you're the one.
Told you.
Well,
to watch him.
Well, I'm gonna guess you talked about him, and then my phone heard it, and that's why I'm getting it.
That happens.
Because I did not seek him. He came to me, so I'm gonna guess that's probably the reason. I have
seeked him, and I think he's very clean. If you're looking for a clean family comedy, this is him. In fact, they talk about it on his interviews, and they ask him, like, are you, is that something? And he's like, I've just done that. I mean, he's got a little girl, and like his little girl will be the one that will, here's my dad, and like we'll introduce him. Yeah, and he's married, and he's super cool. He's funny, and he's funny when he talks about his wife. I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, he's great. He's great. So I highly recommend if you want to watch a good one. He's nice, family, good, clean.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so yeah, and now that we've said his name, I'm sure other people on their phones are going to get.
You're welcome. By the way,
there you go.
If you get tickets, I want to go.
There you go. All right, fun times for sure, and that's good. That's always nice to watch somebody that brings it a little. And actually, it's actually just everyday stuff that he's talking about. That's why it's so funny, because it's realistic. It's right there.
Yeah. Well, that's like whenever he said, I think it was him, wasn't it? No, it wasn't him. Whenever the phone call from the school. The dad got the phone call from the school, and he said, he answered and said, little Susie doesn't know what bus she's riding today. And he's like,
oh yeah.
Did you try calling her mom?
Yeah. Yeah.
You looked at the emergency contact and you saw mom and you saw dad and you thought to call the dad?
Yeah, I thought that was really, I do remember that one. I saw that. Yeah, that's good. All right, let's go back. This is going to be our last coffee club before the new year. We're going into 2025 full throttle. Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Full throttle.
Yeah.
So let's kind of go, can we do this is like, and I didn't write anything down.
A recap
over the year. 2024 coming in like a bang, and 2024 was a big year. A lot going on, and I know in politics, a lot in just all the things going on. So let's see if we can figure out some of this, okay? I don't really know that. I'm trying to remember timelines on things, but
well, I know that I started my year a couple of times. I think it was a couple times.
Well, you started it a couple times.
I started it a couple times in South Carolina. There was a couple times that I was in South Carolina, I think, this year.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like, okay, right.
No, I'm talking politically.
Yeah.
There was a couple times I was in South Carolina doing some work, and then came back home. Primary.
Well, hang on. That was like to get some
door knocking. Yeah.
Door knocking. But at that point, there were other people in the race. Remember? It wasn't.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For the primary.
Yeah.
And then, and we were highly involved in the governor's race. Primary again. A lot of people in that race.
Oh, the primary. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big primary.
Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah.
And so kind of following the presidential.
And that was kind of going
most.
back to that. Just going back, it was kind of like a roller coaster, on things, because you heard some things, and then you, like, as far as some people that were going to stay in, and some people dropping out, and then some, it was just such a roller coaster on before the primary.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, well, it was over a year ago now, we were talking about all the candidates that were going to be candidates.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, now we've come this far. So
and trying to get everybody to do the research, find out about them, and
yeah. So then we made it to the primary. We got some victories, and then all summer long we did Bidenomics, and then the races start heating up again for the general election.
Wait, okay, let's stop. Okay, let's go back. The term actually Bidenomics came from
President Joe Biden calling his economy in the way it was booming. He said it was Bidenomics.
Right.
Whereas we were like, no.
I'm just explaining for people that did not know that. Yeah.
Bidenomics, we said it was badonomics because the economy was not booming and people were suffering with inflation.
Well, and in that, Americans for Prosperity actually did several events.
That's what I'm saying, which in turn came Bidenomics events.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did a give back with Bidenomics events, and oh man,
I don't
even know.
Well, I do know. I know some. Okay,
we did charcuterie and wine night, a night out with your friends and family or whoever. No, you didn't have to drink the wine. You could have just come and made a charcuterie board. There was charcuterie and wine. There was a family fun day at bowling and arcade, laser tag, and bumper cars,
roller skating.
There was a pool party. There was a pool party with Bidenomics, where, again, we did a lot of family-oriented stuff that maybe families were not being able to afford to do with their children or their family, friends. I mean, really, it was really open. I mean, it was always open to anybody and everybody to come and be a part.
Yeah.
So we
did a trampoline park.
We did a trampoline park. And then we did charcuterie and wine night a few times.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the big one was the gas cards, or the cards.
Yeah, so we had the Bidenomics van come.
Which was big.
So
and that was going
into different little counties.
That was going to different states.
Yeah, that was traveling all over. And they came and they handed out a bunch of swag. And they gave out some Walmart gift cards for families to go get necessities, groceries, to go get them, and then handed out a free lunch.
Yeah.
There was no gimmicks, no nothing. Just, hey, we want to get back to you. You did have to sign up, and that was it. There was it wouldn't cost anything. No. It was our gift to you. Yeah, and I think that, we got the word out enough that Bidenomics was Badonomics, and we, Well,
I think people felt that, and I think that was a blessing for families to get to have a gift card just to use. You could use it for gas, you could use it for groceries, for yourself, whatever you wanted to. That was
we got the word out, and I mean, really, that's what we were doing. That, I mean, not only here in Indiana, we were doing all over the state as well. I mean, obviously, we know mostly about the southern Indiana part, but there was, I mean, everything going. I mean, they were going on all over the state and many other states, and so, and I mean, it was fun to meet new people and talk to them about, I mean, there were some really sad and touching stories during that time that people were just so thankful, and they appreciated it. And I mean, we got so many thank yous, and people, were just very grateful for us having those events. And I mean, I think it went off very well.
Well, and I thought what was cool was we ran out of gift cards and went back and got more gift cards. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was a blessing for our community.
Yeah, I mean, if you took advantage of it. And in fact, I think there were some people that were across the street, I think, even and were trying to figure out what was going on, and came over and got a
a gift card and a lunch. The lunches were delicious, and a gift card and some T-shirts and some cups or water bottles. So yeah, you had some good swag.
Yeah, they did, and then they got their photo taken in front of the
Yeah.
Bionomics. It's funny because we did have the discussion of people being confused with, because I know some people pulled in and they saw Biden's face on the van and they thought that it was like something pro Bidenomics.
Mhm.
And if you read it closely, it said Badanomics. So that was, I think, something that after the fact it was like, oh. But then the swag was super cool, and the
Mhm.
swag like almost like replicated the T-shirts. They mirrored the van. So I mean, they gave those out, and then the price is not. Oh, we also did
Oh, that was so much fun.
we also
Yeah.
had a game that was, instead of the Price is Right, it was the Price is Not Right.
Yeah.
And we gave out all kinds of gift cards there, and had a heck of a time. If you
Yeah, that
ever
was,
wanted,
and that was open to the public. I mean,
and
anyone
that
could
was
come.
open to the public. If you missed that, I mean, you should have
And
taken
you
full
actually,
advantage.
the two that hosted it flew in, and they were so professional.
They
and
were.
did such,
If you ever wanted to be on The Price is Right, this is the closest thing to home
I
to be
know.
on The Price
Yeah.
is Right.
Yeah.
Because like I said, but it was called The Price is Not Right. It was not called, it was different, and it was really good, and it really put in perspective it put the numbers in perspective and gave like hard numbers on what things were from 4 years ago up until today, and it really hit home with some people. And you don't think about the hard numbers, like you just know that inflation is high, and the times are a little rough right now. I know people felt it around Christmas time even.
Sure.
And and so it's just one of those things, like, you don't put it in that perspective. And so that game was probably one of the most fun events we've had.
Yeah, that was a lot
And
of fun.
I think everybody walked away with a prize.
I think, yeah, they did. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gave out some gift cards and
Yeah, pizza.
some swag, and we had pizza for.
I think most of your events you fed everybody. I mean, not only
Yeah,
had the
that's
events,
one of our claim to fame. We make sure that listen, if you come hungry, it's all right. We will feed you.
That's right.
We're really good about taking. And I always say that Americans for Prosperity is great at taking care of their volunteers and their guests that come, and they're they do a fabulous job of that. I've never seen an organization do that.
Yeah.
So they do great on that. I'm happy to be a part of that community.
Yeah, definitely. So that was it. Yeah, forgot about that price. The Price is Not Right, and then which was done so professionally, so much fun, and then of course the gas cards, and then there were other little things that and of course coming, and then you had the big Christmas party that you invited.
Yeah, and then we ended the year with the Christmas party with our governor-elect, which was really cool because we had started, months ago. Actually, by the time he had come, I don't know if we had made that endorsement yet or not, but it had been, a year we had been, trying to get him elected and working towards making sure, that he got that position. So that was really cool, especially for the volunteers that helped out during that campaign. That was really cool to be able to meet him and have that conversation, and that one-on-one time with him was really neat. And so we had our end of the year Christmas party, and and he was able to to adjust his schedule and come. And I think we were one of the top people that he made sure, and and that's just part of, there was a lot of work done for him. Our volunteers did a lot of work for him. And it's always fun. That's what I always tell, people, whether they're being paid, whether they're volunteering for us, whoever, that at some point, if you ever want to meet this candidate, I will try to make that happen for you, because I want you to know who you are working for. And I think that's important.
Absolutely.
Because you can do all the reading and stuff, but, also, and vice versa. I think that the candidates appreciate having that relationship and being able to meet the people that are behind them and the ones that are going door to door making those phone calls. So, it's like I said, that's really cool. And And yeah, I mean, and he was, like I said, he was able to come and he spent quality time. It
Yeah,
wasn't,
he
you know,
did.
it
Yeah,
wasn't just a
yeah.
simple hi bye. He came and he spoke and he was very,
And he ate.
he ate, he was down to earth, and he even ended it with questions afterwards at the end if you could ask him anything. And yeah, it was a cool event. So
Yeah, yeah. That was a
that
fun.
was a great way to end the year, because this is probably one of our biggest years yet. And I've been with the organization going on 10 years.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy. Now let's go back. I went ahead. I jumped ahead there. But you talk about too volunteers, but also Americans for Prosperity hired a lot of people too. You employed a lot of people too, which
yeah,
was nice.
we had a lot of part timers.
Yeah, but that helped the economy too by helping by finding jobs for people and
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we did. We employed. Now, granted, it was always obviously about the need, and we were involved in two races down here in Southern Indiana, so we had a little more part timer program than what Central and Northern Indiana would have had, because we were, like I said, we were highly involved in these two races down here, and we yeah, so we did. And I can't even remember now what the number was. I know at one point, between the primary and the general, we were up to 25, 30 people that were hired on just for Southern Indiana. And that's a really cool. If you, I would have totally jumped on that if had I not had a full time position years ago and three kids, because it was so flexible and you got to make your own time. And again, this just goes back to, the cool work of the organization. It was very, as long as you went and you did your work, it really didn't matter. That was the entrepreneurial part we like to give, within the organization. And so there was a lot of people that really owned that. And they had made their hours that they were going to do, and they did it. And really, I mean, there wasn't really much more, I guess you could say, much more direction to give other than that. I mean, people get the hang of it, and they'll be with us for many, many years doing that type of work. And so um, they're great, and yeah, I guess you could say they were veterans in that, and they did great training if they needed, if I needed a helping hand. Because I was somewhere else, and I was able to call on those people and help train some new people. So, yeah, the part time program worked out really well. We were able to do that um, during election, and I would say that, yeah, a huge part of the wins was because of them, 100%.
well, and I think too that I think this election this year, 2024 should go down in the records. I mean, there were a lot of races, big races that were some shoes that were going to be filled in these big races, and I think that for people to bring awareness to people, because I mean, like in helping people, like getting out there, telling them do your research, find out about your candidate, find out if that's somebody that you want to back, find out how they vote, how they feel. And I felt like that was really brought to the front of the table there, really brought to the forefront a lot on that. Do you feel that way too? I mean, like Americans for Prosperity, please, like here, let's do your research on this.
I mean, yeah, we had that accessible too. I mean,
Yeah.
we it wasn't just something as simple as do your research, but we were also available, ready to help anybody get that information one way or another. Whether that was pointing them in the right direction on our website, whether that was sitting down with them and going through maybe what is important to you, what is most important to you during an election. And that was, that's always one of our questions right out of the gate. Is what is the most influential, what is the most important thing to you when you're going to vote at the polls?
Right.
And I do firsthand. Like, I have asked that question to hundreds, thousands of people, and which obviously you get different answers, and there is a lot of things that are important to other people. It's different. But this election, I mean, inflation was a big one.
That was, I think, one of the number one. Yeah.
And so that's the reason why I think that it was important when AFP got involved to really show everybody, like, this is bad. like, we have got to do something different.
Mhm.
And this inflation is high. Families cannot afford the necessities. It's not even
Right.
so much as, yeah, the Binomics events were cool, but they couldn't afford to do that. So
Mhm.
that was one of the cool things. And so I think that Americans for Prosperity, they honed in on some things that were very important to the people, and they were able to, I guess you could say, shed some light
Mhm.
on each candidate and why, when we made that endorsement, that candidate was going to be best fit for what they felt was the most important during the election.
Right.
And so I think that, again, and I know I work for them, but it's just a really cool organization. It's really cool. It's great to work with, great to work for. I mean, we don't really work for, we work alongside. And they're great people, and they really care about the taxpayers. They care about the economy. And like I said, you can see that with the endorsements. They don't just endorse somebody. I mean, it's always a well thought out process. There's
Right.
nobody just, we're going to, pick a name out of a hat and that's who
No.
we endorse. There's always a reason behind it, a policy reason as to why, we need them, and or they've got past, that they've been, they've served for so many years and we've seen they've done a great job,
Mhm.
and we want to continue, or, get them to the next level so they can, help this community. So, yeah, I think everything, it was a great year.
Yeah.
2024 was a great year, and it was, like I said, it was one of my biggest years, if not the biggest, since I've been with the organization.
Right. Well, I think, yeah.
And it might be one of the biggest years that a lot of people.
Well, I
have
think
been with
so,
the
because when you go
organization,
back and
even
like there were
before
so
me.
many big races going on, and a lot of newcomers, a lot of changes, a lot of maybe people, business people that were not politicians necessarily, that decided to step into the ring of,
The political arena.
Political.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just, I mean, Indiana itself, and I don't know. I know it's funny, people will ask me things about other states. I don't know what's going on in everybody else's state. I just know that Indiana, it was a big year, and um, we will have those other conversations at all staff when I'm able to meet with other states, from all across, the country, and that's a fun time, and that'll be sometime next year, and so there will be a way to compare, not, I mean, not in a bad way, just, compare and kind of, I guess, knowledge share, what their election season was like in 2024. So yeah, that's fun, and it's fun to do that with like-minded people.
For sure. All right, so we look like the year 2024 will be going in the books very shortly here. So what's on the horizon for 2025?
So we're coming straight out of the gate.
Ready to go.
We are already in our cages, ready to be released. We are. All you have to do is just, I mean, shoot the gun. Shoot the guns. We're ready. We're ready to rumble here. We have got session. We've got 2025 Indiana General Assembly session.
Yay!
Indiana is a part-time session. They do kick off in January, and they'll go for a few months, and pass some bills. So we've got some things we're checking out coming down the pipeline. Going to follow them. We've got, what our priorities are, what we've been looking at. Just trying to make sure, like I said, anything that we feel that will better the state, we've got those on our list, and we are having a Day at the State House event on February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day.
Right before Valentine's Day, that's sweet.
Yeah, day before Valentine's Day. So come, and maybe Valentine's Day you can share knowledge. maybe
with your loved one.
Yeah, with your loved one.
Nothing says loving like that, right?
Sorry. But I also said, hey, listen, if you don't have a gift yet, you can go around Indianapolis and get your someone special, a little something while you're up there. I have already told my team of guys, hey, listen, if you haven't got it on the 13th, I'm going to be hounding you. Go get the wife, the girlfriend, the fiance, whoever you guys, whoever
other.
Yeah. Someone special. Maybe, maybe it's your mom, maybe it's your best friend, whoever.
Your dog.
Dog. Go get them. Go get a little something special.
Yeah.
For them, after the event. So yes, we do have that, and it's gonna be a really cool event. Again, another cool event you don't want to miss out on, because we're coming. We've got great speakers. We've got leadership speakers that that are inside the State House. Trying to get a few others confirmed. Don't really want to announce them yet until we get that confirmation. We're going to come. You're going to hear the details, some of the bills that maybe, again, I'll go and say this, and I'll be the first to say it, bills can be complex.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want, a little more simple, a little more easy to read and understand, come be a part of this. It is free to you, and you come to the State House. It's right there on the
Beautiful.
third floor, right there with the House and the Senate on each side, and we'll be right there in the middle of it all, having state legislators come back and forth. And some speaking, like as I said, we'll have lunch provided. It's a really good event to get involved in, especially if you want to know what's going on within the state. I would take advantage of this opportunity, and that's February 13th, and it starts at 10 a.m. at the State House.
I think it's such a learning curve. I think it's such a learning experience, and for those that maybe don't understand the process or how it goes on, and maybe,
or if you've never been to the State House, it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I would take full advantage. If you need to see your
It's
State
beautiful.
House, come
gorgeous.
see it. It is. It's beautiful. It's busy. It's almost, like I said, it's almost like you almost don't feel real with how just beautiful it is, and and just everything. I mean, you're going to be in the mix of it all. You're going to see the people. You're going to see, the state elected officials running around. You're going to see the lobbyists. You're going to see, inside. You can go sit in the gallery. I would highly, highly recommend you set up meetings with your representative, your senator, and be able to sit down on that one-on-one and talk to them what's important to you. And if you can't set those up, we will set those up for you. It's just a great opportunity to come and do that.
Well, I think too, I like the communication, because I feel like sometimes that, like, as the people, you sometimes just want to be heard, or just to have, the elected official hear what you're and you might have something to add to the table, some different way of looking at something.
This is a good opportunity to be in their zone. This is their work zone. This is where they do all that day to day, representing you specifically as a constituent. And so it's a great opportunity to go up there where they're at and explain to them, your wants, your needs, your, what you feel is best. Just hear you out. And I think that, yes, we can see them at home, and I understand that, but going up there is just a completely different
vibe, different experience,
atmosphere.
Yeah.
And so I think that I think you should take full advantage of it.
Well, I think understanding too what they're doing and the process of it all.
It'll put in perspective 100%, where you can see,
it's not easy.
The hustle and bustle there that's happening during session. Because like I said, Indiana is a part-time session.
Yeah.
I know that some other states are full-time, but Indiana's part-time. So we just have these few months to get some bills, made into law.
Make it fast.
That may make it thought out. So it's a great opportunity, like I said, to come and hear these people.
So if someone wants to be a part on the 13th.
Yeah, so if you want to be a part on the 13th, so like I said, it's February 13th at 10 a.m. at the State House. Well, a couple things. You can come, or it'd be even better if you would just contact Americans for Prosperity Indiana. We are on every social media outlet. You can get americansforprosperity.org if you prefer that way, or you can just contact me, Angel Purley, on any social media outlet, and I'd be more than happy to get you plugged in and get you set up on that day. Or if you're like, hey, I need to get up, I can't get up there, but I have a group of people, we will shuttle people for you.
Yay!
So if you have a group of friends, family, co-workers, whatever it may be, and you guys want to go up there for this event, we will provide transportation if you need it.
Love that. Very
good.
Very
again,
good.
Just get a hold of us, Americans for Prosperity, Indiana.
Very good. Thank you so much. All right, let's thank our sponsors this morning.
Yes,
here on WSLM.
Let's thank Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rose's, Fox Purley Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, and McAllister Land Consulting.
And I do believe that Mama Rose's made the announcement. I believe they will be closed on New Year's Day. So anyway, and well to do and good for them to get some time off they'll be closed New Year's Day. Happy New Year. So there you go, Mama Rosa's. Hopefully they'll get some rest. They work hard and make us great food, and so get some rest, but they will be closed New Year's Day. So thank you for that, Joanne. All right. Thanks, Angel, for hanging out with me this morning. Americans for Prosperity, sponsoring Coffee Club this morning. And I look forward to Tuesday to see what's happening with that. But let's have the best day ever, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Introduce your family and friends to one of Salem's oldest traditions, home cooking from Mama Rosa's in Salem. Whether you're getting that one-of-a-kind tasting pizza, baked spaghetti, hot sandwiches, or a variety of other Italian food and artisan pizzas, Mama Rosa's has something for everyone. Open Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 for dining and carry-out, Friday and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mama Rosa's brings their famous pizza buffet to you on Fridays from 11 to 2 for just $12.99. Choose from a wide variety of pizzas, homemade soups, and a large salad bar with their homemade potato salad, slaw, and desserts. Then come back for Friday night's home-style buffet from 4:30 to